Monday is a fun day. Oh, the resilient wankers. How y'all doing today? I thought, mm, I gotta share it out to everybody. Everybody. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Let's see. Catherine. Yes, today's discussion is going to be the Cyrus Carmack Belton case. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I'm gonna go on mute, and
Okay,
then
baby.
I'm just gonna be here, and
Start
then I'm gonna
available.
pop in and out.
Okay. Mm, give you clip notes. I shall. I shall. I mean, listen. Controversial topic. Um, there's a lot with this whole case that makes it controversial, right? Because everybody's got different opinions on things. And I have no idea what this is. This is a young man. Matter of fact, let me just pull up. Let's read some articles. This is how we do. This is how we get down. Bring the articles to surface. This case is actually an older case, but it was just the man who. So, yeah. Let's start here. CNN article from June 1st. South Carolina jury finds store owner not guilty of murder in killing of black teen. A South Carolina jury on Monday found a store owner not guilty of a murder in the 2023 shooting of a black 14-year-old. The jury returned the verdict for Shakai Rick Chow. Chow, 61, who is Asian, shot Cyrus Carmack Belton in the back after chasing him from his convenience store in Columbia, but maintained that he acted to defend his son. The killing sent waves of anguish and grief through the African American community in Richland County, where nearly half the population is black. After the verdict was read, sobs and cries of distress could be heard coming from Carmack Belton's family seated in the gallery. Chow sat silently frozen before slowly bowing his head onto his interlocked hands. Prosecutors and defense lawyer in closing arguments painted different pictures of the 2023 shooting. Hey, Liza. Prosecutor said Chow acted in anger because he wrongly thought the teen had stolen 4 bottles of water from the store. Hey, Pink Tea. A defense lawyer said Chow fired to defend his son only after the teen pointed a pew-pew at him. This case is not about a shoplifter. This case is about a father who sees a pew-pew pointed at his son and had to make a decision, defense attorney Sean Kent told jurors during closing arguments. The defense attorney said Andy Chow testified that Carmack Belton pointed a gun at him. Prosecutors acknowledged Carmack Belton had a semi-automatic pew-pew, but they say it fell on the ground during the chase and he never threatened anyone with it. Prosecutors said Chow chased the teen more than 130 yards from the store. Solicitor Brian F. Gibson told jurors that Chow chased a kid down and pew-pewed him in the back. During closing arguments, Gibson placed a bottle of water before jurors. Gibson said that Chow, at the end of the day, believed that a human is not more than that. Gibson said multiple witnesses testified that they didn't see anything in Carmack Belton's hands and didn't see him point a pew-pew as he ran from the store. Nobody testified that happened. That doesn't have the last name Chow, Gibson said. The fatal shooting prompted vigils and protests outside the store. Empty water bottles are arranged to spell out Cyrus at one 2023 vigil. So this case really stems from 2023, but just a week ago, Rick Chow, the owner, was acquitted and he wasn't found guilty of murder. Dozens gathered at the State House for 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton as two scheduled vigils became a large gathering. The crowd turned out in support of the family of the 14-year-old who was fatally pew-pewed outside a Columbia gas station in 2023 by former owner Rick Chow after being accused of stealing a water bottle from the store. Less than a week ago, Chow's acquittal shocked the community. The case gained national attention. His mother, Nicole Carmack, addressed the crowd in attendance. I am angry. I'm outraged. Every day we turn on the news, something else happens to us. When is enough going to be enough, she said. After days of protests in Northeast Columbia, Cyrus's family and supporters made their way to the State House. One of the vigils was organized by 20-year-old Jaden Hill. My generation, we are the change. We have to put forth the effort to go vote. We have to go to council meetings. We have to put in the effort. Stop shopping at places that don't support us. Let everyone know how you feel, and how you feel is that it can be a change, Hill said. Hill personally knows the impact. She lost two people close to her because of pew-pew violence. The Cyrus vigils were also joined by members of the Black Panthers who marched from Northeast Columbia to the State House. The unification is key. I'm going to speak out to all my Black men out there. We need to start standing up and standing together, said Robert Sherman, a member of the Black Panthers. Kids are supposed to bury their parents, not parents burying their kids. We're moving effectively to bring the people together. People of all ages joined together to speak their minds. A 10-year-old attendee said, I think Cyrus needs justice for his loss. Sheila Harris said, we want justice for Cyrus. We know the law can't be overturned, but maybe our voices can be heard. The controversy, I guess, like even in, I had opened up and saw comments in, a Facebook news post, and a lot of people are, on the side of he was carrying a pew-pew, so he wasn't innocent. I think that's like a controversial aspect, but he was chased 130 yards and pew-pewed in his back. I don't see how self-defense is, how that fits. I personally, just my own personal opinion. Self-defense is your life is in danger, and if somebody is running from you, I don't see how your life is in danger. So there's my take on it. A hot take from MonTeesMama. 2 days ago on Fox 57 out of South Carolina, dozens of people returned to South Carolina State House on Saturday afternoon to rally for justice for Cyrus after a jury found Rick Chow not guilty. Carmack Belton was pew-pewed in the back and murdered after being pursued more than 100 yards by Chow, who accused him of stealing a water bottle. After what was described as a long and complicated trial, the verdict came back not guilty. Since then, rallies, memorials, and protests have continued across the Midlands. At Saturday's rally, Carmack Belton's mother, Nicole Carmack, spoke about her son's death. My son died. He bled out on the side of the road with strangers. The last person's face that my son saw was a murderer, she said. OMG. Lawmakers, advocates, and loved ones gathered at the State House to keep the movement going and build momentum with chants calling for justice. Representative Todd Rutherford, a Democrat from Richland County, urged people to stay involved and engaged, get involved, watch the news, stay engaged, see what's going on in your community, and make a difference when you see pew-pew violence. We all have to say it's important that we stop it, Rutherford said. But it's not just pew-pew violence when we see it in our community. It's pew-pew violence like Mr. Chow and Cyrus. All of it has to stop. The rally's organizer, 20-year-old Jaden Hill, said young people can help drive change by speaking out, voting, and paying attention to policy debates. The more young people come out and speak against things, the more we can come and start voting when we turn 18, the more we look at policies and pay attention to the news, Hill said. I know a lot of people my age don't watch the news, but it's something we need to pay attention to. We need to research the policies and laws being introduced in South Carolina so we can support them or work to change things happening around us. Participants also, good morning, Emily. Participants also pushed for legislation in the upcoming session. Supporters are calling for Cyrus Harlan's Martin's Pursuit and Deadly Force Accountability Act, which would create criminal penalties for non-law enforcement citizens who pursue somebody, then cause their death during that pursuit and claim self-defense. Supporters say the bill is intended to prevent similar cases by limiting when a person can claim self-defense. That's a great fucking idea. Leotis Fields, a bill advocate, said none of this would have ever happened if Chow and his son had not pursued the individual. Fields added, if we get enough support behind it, anything is possible. A vigil was also held at the State House later Saturday afternoon. More memorials and protests are expected in the coming weeks. I'm trying to find more of like the case. This one is a Facebook post. That's his mother speaking. Never mind. I don't want to do that this morning. I'm only going to go so far. I'm sorry. I just got choked up on the other part. This case was close to me. The whole community came out to support. I'm glad, Emily. It says some comments have been filtered, so if you type something I didn't respond to, that means it probably filtered you. The outrage is that this young man's life is now gone, and he was chased over 100 yards before his life was taken. And I'm just not seeing how that fits in self-defense. I don't. That Kyle, what was his name? Rittenhouse or whatever. Didn't he get a self-defense plea? Let me look. Let me not speak. He was acquitted of all charges in November 2021 after pleading self-defense in the fatal shootings of 2 men and the wounding of a third during the civil unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kyle Rittenhouse was brought up in this case too. I see the correlation. Rick Chow verdict just sparks debate over self-defense law. The verdict in the Rick Chow case continues to spark strong reactions across South Carolina and beyond. Chow was found not guilty of the murder in the shooting death of 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. Hey, Miss Mack, welcome in. Prosecutors argued Chow unlawfully chased and shot the teen after a confrontation outside his store. The defense argued Chow acted in self-defense. The case raised questions about the use of deadly force, charging decisions, what evidence jurors were allowed to hear, and whether South Carolina law adequately addresses situations like this one. Viewers continue to ask Wiz about evidence the jury did not hear, including whether evidence of previous confrontations could have changed the way jurors evaluated the case. Criminal defense attorney April Sampson, who was involved in the case early as a prosecutor, said if Chow had taken the stand, that could have opened the door for prior acts to be entered as evidence. She said that it's likely why he decided not to testify. Sampson spoke with Judy Gatson at length about changes she thinks South Carolina should consider, such as adding degrees of murder as possible charges and changes to the process for seating a jury. Said, yeah. Well, the good thing is it sounds like they're doing a lot of things. People are definitely involving themselves in policy reform, which is probably a good start, but obviously not soon enough, because this boy is no longer here and his family will get no justice. It says, we do not accept it. Family reacts to acquittal in fatal shooting. The family of Cyrus Carmack Belton expressed their indignation toward a South Carolina jury's decision. Yesterday, a jury watched our 14-year-old boy run away from two grown men on a video. They knew one of them pew-pewed him in the back, and they still said no one is to blame. The family sent a statement, first released to ABC News. We're heartbroken. We do not accept it. Cyrus stole nothing. He was a child, and he was running for his life. Our son mattered. Chow, a 61-year-old store owner, pew-pewed the 14-year-old in the back outside of the Columbia, South Carolina store in May 2023. He and his son were seen chasing Carmack outside of the store in the video leading to the incident. Chow was charged with murder and denied bond multiple times before his acquittal. Prosecutors alleged that Chow acted out of false belief that Carmack had shoplifted 4 bottles of water from his store. The defense claimed that Chow acted to protect his son after allegedly seeing Carmack point a pew-pew at him. On behalf of the Chows, we're very pleased at the jury's deliberation and their verdict, Attorney Jack Swirling said in a statement. We think it was the appropriate verdict in this case, although it was a difficult decision to come to because you have 2 different stories, 2 extreme differences. Video obtained by ABC News shows that Carmack Belton returned the bottles of water in question and did not steal anything from the store. A 9mm pew-pew was found next to him, which prosecutors saying it was in his possession during the chase and it had fallen to the ground at some point. As the verdict was read in the courtroom, members of the Carmack family and the audience were seen breaking into sobs. In their statement Tuesday, Carmack Belton's family drew a connection between their case and a larger history of violence against the Black community. Black families have stood right here too many times, burying our children and then being told the law sees nothing. We feel every bit of that today, the family said. To everyone hurting with us, honor Cyrus in peace. We will not stop. We're taking this fight to civil court. We will not rest until our son's life is given the dignity this verdict denied him, the family added. According to the family attorney Todd Rutherford, the family filed a civil lawsuit against Rick Chow in Richland County, which was put on hold until the conclusion of the criminal case. Top of it, cue the confetti. So what do y'all think? Where do y'all stand with this one? Let's get it going. Let's get it cracking.
They never should have acquitted that man, but then in South Carolina, they don't bring previous charges up, and I think that's weird too.
Yeah, out here in my state, you definitely fight your background. That's definitely how that works.
But I also want to know, how is it self-defense if the boy was running away? You know what I'm saying? But to be honest, I think it really was the son and not the dad, and the dad just took the bait, took the
charge. Yeah, I've heard that too. And there's a nail girl on here. What is her name? The Asian nail lady. She's real popular.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Mimi, is that her name?
Oh yeah, Mimi. Lovely Mimi. It has to be Lovely Mimi.
Let me see. She made a video about it. And the Asian community.
Hey y'all.
Yep, hold on, let's see. Let's listen to her video.
Tap the screen, y'all.
I respect the shit out of her, and she definitely
Get some taps going.
You're so cute. I love you.
Who, me?
Also raising 2 Black children of my own. I would like to talk about this Rick Choice situation. And
Okay, hold on. I need to get her video. Somebody definitely somebody definitely stitched it, but I want her original video. I just need to see. Okay, here we go. This is Lovely Mimi. She's an Asian nail
as an Asian woman raised in Black American culture and is also raising 2 Black children of my own, I would like to talk about this Rick Choice situation. And first off, I would like to send my condolences to Cyrus's family and parents. I am so sorry for your loss. Now, if y'all do not know about this Rick Choice situation, I do recommend for you to go look up information on your own. I have watched everything and gathered everything, and here are my thoughts on it. The justice system has failed. South Carolina justice system has failed, and they have failed Cyrus. Now, if you guys go watch the video, if y'all don't know about the story, let me catch you up. the young boy, 14-year-old, went into a gas station to get some water. He was then accused by the gas station owners that he stole water. He left the store. The father, Rick Choi, and his son had proceeded to go out of the store to follow the young boy and shot him in his back. Rick Choi is recently found not guilty, and it was self-defense. I don't know about y'all, but getting shot in your back, how is that self-defense? How is that self-defense? There was no witnesses as far as the shooting. So the information that they presented to the court was that Cyrus had a gun on him. And supposedly he pulled it out and Rick Choi shot him in the back as self-defense. But how do you get shot in the back if you're turning around? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Now, the problem here is Rick Choi is found not guilty, right? Because of self-defense. And the thing is, in court, they are not allowed to bring up old cases. This isn't the first time that Rick Choi has shot somebody. This is the third time. Third time. But in court, with
That's
the
what I was
judge,
telling you, Auntie.
they are not allowed to bring up
And he
his
did it 3
previous
times.
information for the jury to have an idea of what kind of man Rick Choi is. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've been raising hood. My corner gas station in Capitol Heights, we got boosters all the time. We got people stealing all the time. The owner is not running out after the boosters to shoot them. The correct way to go is take a picture on the surveillance, post it up. This kid is wanted for shoplifting, isn't allowed to come here. Call the police. But to actually run out of a store with a gun to shoot a child over a bottle of water is insane. Now, I know a lot of Asians that are racist against black people. I know that firsthand.
Not you muted up and nobody can hear what she's saying.
That
My
man
bad.
got a trigger finger. He's trigger happy. He shot twice and got away with it for pleading self-defense. So the fact that he got away with shooting people twice, he's getting away with the third time, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. He's trigger happy. If you don't know anything about killers, once they get away with one thing, they just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Now, I also saw a video of Cyrus's mother breaking down for the injustice of her son and her crying how people are leaving nasty, nasty racist comments under her videos about her son, how he deserved to die, and all these racist comments. See, the thing is, y'all people on the internet is way too comfortable. Y'all way too comfortable to say anything out of your mouth. Y'all just way too comfortable on the internet, and it's just pure ignorance.
That
This
part.
lady just lost her child. He's never coming back. He's a 14-year-old boy. Black people are saying they want to boycott all Asian businesses. I get it. Do what you feel like you need to do. But once again, not all Asian people are racist or bad people. There are good people and bad people in this world, regardless of what race you are. And when it comes to Rick Choi, I feel like it is way deeper than racism. That
That
man got
part.
away with too much shit. And he is comfortable, and he knows that he's gonna win if he get a good lawyer, and that's exactly what happened, and that's exactly what we're in an uproar about. Is the fact that we couldn't bring any of his past to the courtroom to prove that this man is a cold-blooded killer. That's my thought on this whole situation. Once again, my condolences to Cyrus's family. I don't think this is a fair verdict. And please be a kind human. Have some sympathy. Have a heart. Be kind. Because when you die and it's time for Judgment Day, remember, what kind of human were you? All right, bye, y'all.
That part.
As
That part. Hopefully, I mean, I've seen things that the family is appealing the verdict, and as they should. But that was definitely, I feel like, you know, from the Asian community, and she's a big creator on here. She's got a big following. I feel that's a good statement from the Asian community. Hey, Jennifer. Let's see what else I can bring up around here. I applaud her for speaking up, but she has said slurs about black people as well, so I don't know. Oh, Denny, Lord have mercy. I did not know. So let me not. Oh, you're under a fake page, unknown user. This should be interesting. A jury found Rick Chow not guilty. Good morning, Aaliyah. Happy Monday. This is in the state. South Carolina mother of slain teen calls community to boycott businesses as community members in Columbia and beyond continue to reel a Richard County jury's decision to acquit Rick Chow in a pew-pewing death of Cyrus Carmack Belton. The mother of the slain teen has called for a boycott on Asian-owned businesses. If we go into a store and they're following us around, do not spend your dollar, Nicole Carmack said during a rally at the State House Saturday afternoon. That's not a boycott on Asian-owned businesses. If you go into a store and they're following you around like they think you're stealing, why would you spend your money there? I'm funny like that. Carmack was speaking of Alice Chow, who, according to surveillance footage shown during Chow's murder trial, could be seen following Carmack Belton around a Shell gas station, watching his every move. The 14-year-old was wrongfully suspected of stealing bottles of water before Chow and his son Andy chased him 130 yards from the store, which ended in a fatal shot by Chow into the boy's back. If they cannot support you, you do not support them, Carmack said. Our money should not be taken out of our community. We should be building our own communities the way that we used to during the Black Wall Street era. Countless people in South Carolina and beyond took to social media and also began calling for a boycott against businesses after a jury of 12 found Chow not guilty in the pew-pewing death of Carmack Belton. Nellie is motivated. Boycott Asian stores within the Black community to shut it down. Black business online shopping. Sexless Nympho, the Black community was outraged by the non-guilty verdict returned in the Rick Chow case and have vowed to boycott all Asian establishments. Like Carmack, one video creator emphasized the importance of building Black businesses inside Black communities. Pop Out Glockout 24, my goal for boycotting all the Asian stores and shop. In support of the boycott, Carmack and Troy Belton, Cyrus's father. Cyrus should be the last child that dies from a senseless murder based off of racial profiling and being unalived by racist people. Now I need to scroll back up. Now I need to scroll back up in my chat. See what's going on. Exotic said, I agreed. I love Mimi, but she's had her racist moments as well. Oh, shit. I've been occupied. I'm going to have to look into her. The only way real change is made in this country is devastating financial loss. That part. They put their business in our communities, then police us. That's exactly why the Montgomery bus boycott was so successful. My mom once got an extra $5 in change because the store owner was eyeing an innocent kid in the store. That part. I'm just very perplexed how, first of all, stealing water, but wasn't stealing water. Like, this was the cause, to the effect. And then the chasing him over 100 yards to pew-pew in his back, I don't see how it's self-defense, I don't see how that is what he's acquitted under. And having done this multiple times in the past, but his past wasn't brought into this case. We have to band together. We're watching history repeat. Yeah, Liza, over water. And it also, over water, regardless, the background or whatever, this store owner has a 14-year-old kid. Even if the kid was stealing a bottle of water, where is our empathy at? Like, why would he? It's not like he was stealing cigars or cigarettes or a lighter or, something, a bottle of water. So he was thirsty and he didn't have money for a water. And as a store owner, I don't know. We have a little hood store over here, and the kids, like, if they're short on it or whatever, like, he lets them ride. It's all about the kids. Are we forgetting that they're the future? Like, these are the children that will be running this nation one day? Or not? Where's, like, what was that, Whitney? I believe the children are the future. Come on now. But, like, over stolen items, like, yeah, if he did steal, that's not worth ending their life. That part.
It's never worth ending their life over something. And the
It's
fact
what
that he
he
emptied out
decided.
his pockets is crazy.
I believe it's because at a certain age they start to look at black boys as men. I mean, that part.
And that's why I talk to my kids the way I do.
I mean, I think in certain instances they consider anything black a threat. So there's that. And that's why they look at they look at young black girls as black women as well. I don't think it's just boys. They definitely don't allow them the ability to be children the way they allow white folks the ability to be children. He pointed a pew-pew at the store owner's son. That's why he was shot. I mean, under that pretense, that would have happened in the store, right? Because when he was running over 100 yards and pew-pewed in his back, if it was self-defense and it was because he pulled a gun, wouldn't they have done that in the store? Wouldn't that altercation have happened in the store where he supposedly pulled the gun? Right? If you're defending yourself and somebody pulls a pew-pew on you and your reaction is to pull yours out and fire back, that's going to happen in the moment of that interaction. The kid's not, and if the kid so let's just go with that story. He pulled a pew-pew. So they let him pull the pew-pew in the store and then
Why do
chased him
people
over
do
100
false?
yards to shoot him in the back, but didn't pew-pew him back in the store. So their life wasn't in danger. If he did pull it, he didn't fire it. Their life wasn't in danger. If he left the store, the threat of him
Oh my
and
God, people are
the
so
pistol he
ignorant.
was carrying would have been out of the store, and they're still chasing him. So there's that part. I mean, if we go based off of he had a pew pew.
Systolic blood pressure was
That part. Why would he run if he had a premise to fire back? If he could defend himself, right? Why would he run?
At this point, I think people like to be deliberately ignorant.
millimeter of mercury pillar.
To be honest with you,
I
like
mean, and then
deliberately
let's keep in
ignorant.
mind, okay, first of all, controversial topic, right? Everybody's not going to have the same opinion. We brought it here to have a discussion about it. So, I mean, as long as people are respectful with their opinion, that we can do this. Also, too, plus, we have to keep in mind, based on the Resilient Jenkins part of the lore of all the bullshit, we're going to get trolls that come in here just to throw off the conversation. So let's not feed into too much of the stupidity, right? Because we can still have a productive conversation. And I think we've learned
That
enough
too.
going through the Resilient Jenkins bullshit we've gone through that we can step through this and still have very productive conversations.
I'm not saying that. I just say like some of the things. Like I just try to wrap my thing around people's head.
I
Like if
mean,
somebody's running, right? If
mhm.
somebody's running away. Like how is that an ultimate threat? But where anywhere in an article did it say it pulled out anything?
Well, that's what
I
they're
think
saying.
people like to deliberately like twist things, and that's just my opinion. But I do believe like people like to deliberately twist and do things, or people like to be
Thank
deliberately
you,
blind.
Carrie. You make your day as
You know
amazing
what
as
I'm
you are,
saying?
gorgeous. I mean, and I also think that there's a lot of underlying racism. So there's a lot of
Absolutely.
white folks who hear that, oh, he had a pistol, so he's automatically, he deserved to die type shit. The levels of, well, if he was carrying a gun, what do they say? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No, this is a whole 14-year-old young man's life. I mean, I would be curious to know if he actually did have one. If there's rumors that it was a stolen pistol that he had posted on social media prior. Um, does he live in a neighborhood that like requires 14-year-olds to feel like they need to carry a gun? Because we also have on the docket for this week the Carmelo Anthony, right? and he felt the need to take a knife to school. So, I mean, there's a lot of underlying shit. If he was carrying a pistol, why? Why did he feel the need that he needed to? Was it
Right. Was he
because
being
Mr.
bullied?
Chow, Mr. Chow was already, gunning people down and shit? Like, this wasn't Mr. Chow's first. Thank you, Uncle Stepdaddy. Appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for being a part of all the celebratories. We did that yesterday, and we're on our way to even bigger and better things. But yeah, I think that like the root of all those issues, like, if the problem is that this 14-year-old had a pew pew, like why did he have the pew pew? We need to get to the root of that too. And if he didn't feel safe in his own community, like that's not okay either. But according to history, Mr. Chow, this is the third time he's done this shit. So
Right.
um, I'm not too inclined to believe what is that his lick. Everybody who comes in there is a threat to him. Well, then maybe you shouldn't have a hood store. We went to court today, and her ex's restraining order was denied. Hey, that works. I missed a chapter, so but that sounds like good news. Um, yeah. I don't see how I'm glad that, South Carolina is trying to do something to reform the laws. Oh, you said, wow, maybe I'm wrong. That's not good. I don't know. See, I missed a chapter. I'm not sure where we're at there.
I called for him, Bobby.
Um, I think there needs to be a lot of reform in the law because I don't think chasing somebody down. And then in the other stores with, if you go into a franchise, they have security and their security is trained not to chase anybody out of a store. Then none of the merchandise is worth, dying over. I don't know. It's great news. He had nothing for it to stick, but she had witnesses and statements. That's what I thought. That's how I took it. Where I live, it's gotten where people are walking around with guns in view. Well, see, legally and lawfully, you can. Like, if you have your proper credentials, right? A FOID card and a conceal and carry, like, you can walk around with your pistol on your hip. So, I'm, I don't know. That's a controversial topic too, right? I mean, the whole pew pew. Some people are anti pew pew to the fullest, so they don't want, they're trying to eradicate all of that. They don't want us to have pew pew.
I
The
still think there's no
Constitution
reason
gives
for you to
people.
shoot a young man in the back over some water. But then again, I really don't think it was the dad. I think it was the son. Because my daddy can't even run that fast. Now, a
Huh.
14-year-old boy running, and no, it had to be the son. Like,
And I also feel epiphany moment just for I'm still back on old girl who came in here talking about he had a pistol on him. Somebody also said he had an extensive camera. Denny that said he had an extensive camera system.
right.
So I feel like I agree with you. The son probably absolutely was, the aggressor. But also two plus, if he would have had a pew pew, like why didn't the cameras see that, right? If that was the
Right.
reason they were chasing him. Um, why didn't the extensive camera system pick up the pew pew incident? But I
Right.
also feel like they ran out the store to chase him far enough away where the cameras wouldn't
Be
catch
able to
the
catch him.
final moments of whatever, so it would be their word against his, and he's no longer here to testify. Right?
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, in South Carolina, the fact that Mr. Chow has already pew-pewed and unalived two other people prior to this young man isn't brought up. It wasn't able to be brought up in this case. His prior actions were not able to be evidence for this case, where his prior actions speak volumes about who he is and,
The type of person he is.
what he'll do, and that he's willing to unalive anybody over a bottle of water, which is probably like the most inexpensive thing in his store, right?
Absolutely.
I don't know. My hood store got incense $3 for the buck or whatever. So, I mean, that might be the most inexpensive thing. But when you start going into the drink, cooler, the water is the most inexpensive thing there. Unless what, it was a Dasani or something? What was he doing? Do they even have Dasanis? I don't know. I think that it's a wonderful thing that the young people are getting involved. Also, they didn't know he had a pew pew until he fell. Oh, go figure. And then there's that part. Like, was it even his? It was the pew pew in question. They call those drop pew pews where I come from, and a lot of people have them. He ran out of his shoes, dropped 2 phones, etc. Oh shit! What do you have 2 phones for? One for the plug, one for the hose. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop. We're having a serious discussion today. Let's see what else. What other articles we have on this situation? Well, I mean, I was reading and he had 2 phones, and that was the first thing. Top of it, Yawning Desiree. That was the first thing I thought, like 2 phones. Well, he had 2 phones. Yep. I think one was his mom's. Oh, no. He had his mom's? I mean, listen, cue the confetti. I was just singing the song. I promise. That's why I said let me stop. I was not making any inclinations about that baby whatsoever. I was simply singing the song. My mind does that. I have a music stem. I see words that have a song lyric and I get to sing it. Let's see. The Black Church responds to the acquittal on the South Carolina Public Radio. National and local civil rights activists and preachers speak out at the not guilty verdict of Rick Chow. The lawn of the New Laurel United Methodist Church in Richland County was covered with social justice and community advocates. Lady. Okay. Sorry, my dog was making little noises. I thought she was having a moment. I think she was just dreaming. The lawn of the New Laurel United Methodist Church in Richland County was covered with social justice and community advocates Wednesday morning, all of them saying they're outraged over the acquittal of Rick Chow. In the summer of 2023, Chow, a convenience store owner, shot an unalive 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton in the back as he ran from the store. Chow claimed the teen was trying to steal a bottle of water from the Park Lane Road business. The Richland County Sheriff's Department reported that Chow and his son chased Belton from the store and continued going after him for 130 yards before he was pew-pewed. Let's just stop there at that part. Just that part in itself. How can you chase somebody 130 yards and then use self-defense for the reason? No. They could have stopped at 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. A yard is 3 feet. 3 feet is a yard. So over 100 yards is over 300 feet. They had the opportunity to stop at 1 yard, which is 3 feet. 2 yards is 6 feet. 3 yards is 12 feet. What'd you say, True? They knew that was going to be he said, and ended him, so it was only he said. I mean, that part. It's a football field and then some. Right, and let's go back to Arlita. Like, Mr. Chow is older. Who's a 60-plus-year-old daddy is running a football field and then some? I'm definitely leaning with Arlita in on it was the son, and Mr. Chow took he's already unalived 2 people in the past, so he figures, shit, if they catch me for this one, 3 for 1 special or something, right? Unlike Miss Hardy, who testified against her son, right? Mr. Chow took the case for his son. I'm definitely leaning in that direction, Arlita. I'm definitely love that convo, love that angle. Definitely leaning towards it was the son. I mean, ain't no 60. She's at the GIG does, so she's moving around. She's at work. Yeah. Ain't no 60-plus-year-old man running a whole football field. Or, here's the other part. Just like True said, it's a he said situation. Did they even chase him the whole 130 yards? Or did they pew pew him from 130 yards away? I mean, I guess at this point it's been the years, so now they have like all of the coroner's reports to know exactly the distance and whatever. But I don't see anything about that in all the shit I'm reading. Like, what was the distance? How far were they away from him? Were they right up on him? Did they chase him and right up on him, shoot on him? Or did they shoot from... I mean, Mr. Child's already done this twice before. Is he a good aim? Like, what are we doing? At the heart of this case is one fact that cannot be ignored, said Reverend Rivers. If the places were reversed, if the shooter and his son were black and the teen white, would the outcome have been the same? Ooh, ouch, damn. Because Reverend Rivers ain't said nothing, man. Let's just talk about it. If the owners of the store were a black man and his son, and the teen running away, let's just say even Asian. Let's not even go with Mr. Reverend Rivers saying he's white, because let's just reverse the roles. He was closer. He was near the scene and even did chest compressions after a lady made him. Who was closer, the dad or the son? During the 30-minute news conference, members of the community gathered on the lawn of the Fairfield Road Church. Amid the speakers were signs reading, "It's about us," and "I am human." Those in attendance voiced the Belton was seen as a threat and pew-pewed to death because of the color of his skin, according to Pastor Rivers. The not guilty verdict was a gross miscarriage of justice. Even if we have the worst intentions, we're still worth more than a few bottles of water because we have the image of God. Even at our worst, we're still worth something. We're still valuable, and a bullet in our back should not end our life. The dad gathered at the scene. The son called the police. The dad did compressions. Okay. Well, I mean, he would have gotten to this. I mean, in those moments of, if we're, going off our leader's thought that it was the son, I don't know. In those moments, the dad could have caught up. Like, they both would have been at the scene anyways by the time, I don't know, were there witnesses? They said that the only witnesses that testified were the Chows. Are the only ones that saw a gun were the Chows. That I read that somewhere already this morning. I get what you're saying, though. I do believe it was the son based off of his testimony. Family attorney Todd Rutherford says in his 30 years of working in the criminal justice system, he's never seen anything like it. He challenged people to change their thinking by reversing the racial roles. Rutherford doubled down, saying the jury got it wrong. I guess they say he had an extensive camera system in the store. He was closer to Cyrus than his dad. That's what I'm saying. There were cameras in the store, but they ran him out the store. Like, the pew-pewing happened 100 yards away, which math-wise, you're talking about longer than a football field. A yard is 3 feet. So 100 yards plus. They said 130 in one article, 100. It's been between 100 and 130 yards that I've read. I hate, like, the fact that even the reporting of the news, is different, but whatever. You're talking about between 300 and 360 feet, which is a hell of a fucking distance. But I also, with our leaders theory, the son was, the perp in this situation. If they had extensive cameras inside and, like, probably around the store, like, if you have cameras, you know where your blind spots are at. And you know how far the camera's going to catch. So, and if this man had done this in the past and gotten away with it, right? Just like Mimi said, he's a cold-blooded schmurder at this point. And he knows how to move to get away with it. So I feel that the pushing him, like, out of the store and chasing him out was the way to end his life with just, their testimony. Had they have kept him in the store and ended his life, the extensive cameras would have given every last detail. But now the last details are simply the testimony of the schmurderers. Kind of like Andrew Emmett's case, right? The last people he was seen alive with are the people to tell what happened, and they're the people responsible for him not being here anymore. They had a wall of shame. Why didn't they put Cyrus on that wall? That part, especially for a bottle of water. A bottle of water would definitely, absolutely. Absolutely. I wonder who you are, Denny. You're in here under a fake page. You must have fucked with us before or something, and now you don't want us to know who you are. Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is a really unfortunate situation. I hope that the family's appeal goes through. I hope that the outrage is, raging in South Carolina right now stays ignited, and that it's used for the purpose of, changing the laws and reforming the laws of what can be considered self-defense.
I also heard that they destroyed his store.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that happens when you do that type of shit. Laughing my fucking ass off. I'm Denny, and that's my spam. Oh, and you're in here under 2 pages? That's pretty cool, I guess. Appreciate the love. Your spam. You have a spam page? I've never heard of that before. I've heard of burners, but I've never heard of you got a spammer? Little Deborah, not the big one. No, I left and came back off my main. Okay, darling. Appreciate it. There's so much shit happen. I've been traumatized. Arlita and I have been fucking traumatized, I promise. I don't mean to be weird. They made me this way. Being gang stalked on the internet did something to me. Justice is on the ballot. This is from Columbia, South Carolina. Community advocates and supporters of Cyrus hosted a party to the polls event, shifting their energy following the not guilty verdict in the teen's death into action. Earlier this week, former gas station owner Rick Chow was acquitted of murder in the shooting death of 14-year-old, falsely accusing him of stealing a water bottle. Justice is on the ballot, said community advocate Jerome Bowers. An emotional week following the not guilty verdict in the Chow murder case turned into action. A jury found former Shell gas station owner not guilty in Cyrus Carmack Belton's shooting death, leaning towards arguments of self-defense claim in 2023. And they did burn down the store, I believe. Lots of shady shit happening in Columbia. Oh no. Organizers brought their fight to the polls, educating and encouraging people to vote. Change starts with legislation, and to change the legislation, you have to change the legislators. Organizer Rai Martinez said, if you don't like what's happening in the court, in order to do that, you have to come to the ballot. The effort was initially supposed to be a march to the polls, with protesters walking to the Richland County voter registration office from where the teen was shot. That was canceled after Sheriff Leon Lott raised safety concerns. Still, organizers set up tents and had speakers share a message with voters. Bowers said casting a vote can mean the difference between saving or losing another young life. It's important for us to honor and remember and consider Cyrus's situation because we want to prevent any more children from suffering the same fate. Justice for Cyrus starts here today for the next black kid in America, Bowers said. Yeah, let me Google that. Let's get off let's see. I'm curious too. Did Rick Chow's store get burned down? Let's see what Google tells us. Cause what? He was just 14. Live look inside the gas station formerly owned by Rick Chow 6 days ago. Oh, this is a 25-minute video. And it doesn't show shit. It shows a Shell gas station. It doesn't appear to be burned down from the view I've got, but let me go back. No, it looks like the gas station that Rick Chow owned is packed with dozens of police fearing reprisals from the community following the not guilty verdict. No, the police protected his store, it looks like. South Carolina jury on Monday found a store owner not guilty. The jury returned the verdict, blah, blah, blah. After the verdict was read, sobs and cries, prosecutors and defense lawyers unmuted for 2 seconds to hear, "We still gonna burn the store down." Looks like their fears are justified. And the person they're trying to get back at doesn't even own the store anymore. It's owned by someone else, not even connected to either party. Oh, this is out the fucking raggedy Reddit. I should have known. That's what I'm reading out of now. This was posted in Reddit. Actually, that is insane. I don't even know what Reddit thread this is. Actually, that's insane, maybe? I don't know. I'm not a Reddit user. I didn't even realize that's where I was. Somebody said crazy to be 14 carrying a gun. Culture needs a hard look in the mirror. In South, the law allows for a merchant to detain suspected shoplifters in a reasonable manner. That does not automatically authorize using or threatening force. If that kid didn't have an illegal pew-pew on him, Mr. Chow might have had a much different trial. In the scenario, Mr. Chow was telling the truth and the kid turned and drew on him. I'd have pew-pewed him too. No. See, I don't believe in all that. I don't believe. Yeah, Reddit is a ridiculous place. Reddit is a place for some of the most miserable. They find their way there. It's 11:11. Holy cow. I had to catch my 11:11. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Hey, Ray. I hate it over there. I don't have Reddit. I have people who keep me up. No justice for moon crickets. Whoa. What the fuck is a moon cricket? We were talking about screw rooms yesterday. What's a moon cricket? That's probably some really nasty ass term you got me saying on my live, and I'm about to get in trouble for it. And I don't even know what it is. What the fuck? It's a derogatory racial slur for a black person? What the fuck? That's the first time I've ever heard that shit. We're all about to get educated today. Apparently, a moon cricket is a derogatory racial slur for a black person. The phrase emerged in the United States likely during the antebellum era. It was used to mock or refer to enslaved black people who gathered at night to sing, chant, and find comfort through music during times of struggle. In recent years, the term has been adapted to crypto financial slang on platforms like Twitter and Telegram. In this context, it describes a situation where people loudly hype a cryptocurrency claiming it will go to the moon, but actual trading activity is so quiet that it's likened to hearing only by crickets. Whoa, bro. I am fucking done. And the fact that we're having a conversation about it and somebody just came in here and said that ratchet ass shit. Wow. Black History Month, the picture room. Derived from the antebellum colloquial slur for slaves who, weary and working through the night, maintained through chanting a song. Looking back, the term moon cricket was used to belittle the plight of slavery and shroud it in fancy, but couldn't. This darkness be reclaimed in the name of resilience and an undying dedication to the higher power working through us all. Wow. I am so fucking blown the fuck away. I'm done. So we can't even have a conversation without that type of blatant, ugly ass racism. And now motherfuckers are coming up with more terms to be blatantly racist to black folks. And then to add to it, these are people who are on, you got a phone in your hand. To be fucking tough Tony with a phone in your hand and have a conversation knowing you wouldn't call a black person that shit to their face. I'm so fucking, whoa. I'm blown the fuck away. I am blown all the way away. I have to phone a friend, y'all. I wonder if he'll even answer. I am so fucking blown back. That is crazy. You learn something new every day. I hope we all learned something in here today. I mean, we're having great conversation, but wow. Question. Matter of fact, you're on my live. I'm putting you on speaker. Have you ever heard the term moon cricket before?
What the fuck is that?
It's a derogatory racial slur for black people.
Moon cricket?
Yes. Motherfucker just came in here. We're talking about the Cyrus Carmack case, and a motherfucker just came in here screaming moon cricket. And I'm like, what the fuck is a moon cricket? Like, let me look this up. You probably got me saying some shit. And sure as it stank, moon cricket is a derogatory term used for black folks.
I can see it. I can picture it.
Yeah, it stems.
When you said it, I was sitting up there. I'm like, it sounds like it's goddamn racist, but
Yeah, they said it was the slaves that used to sing at night, their hymns and shit under the moon.
yeah.
I'm fucking done, but I'm glad that, hey, I just had to know if you knew, because the fuck, and I was about to cuss you out for not learning me better, because what the fuck?
Because they got another name for them too. That when they sing, when the slaves used to sing. So I can't remember the name of it, but this is one of my little books I read. Talk about slaves and all this shit. Go ahead to your little live panel.
Love you.
I,
So, okay, now I don't feel so bad, because the fuck, I felt like I was way out of touch with reality for a minute. I really believe that it's these people on this motherfucking internet that fucking are out of touch with fucking reality. It's not me. That's an odd slur. He pulled that out of his decrepit heart. I'm trying to tell you. And to come in when people are having a conversation like this to do, like, and there's the problem. And there again, the underlying issue will forever be the hate and the racism that people carry in their fucking heart. Whether it's towards black folks, Asian folks, whoever the fuck folks. People wake up mad and miserable. It's not even noon yet. Like, maybe it's noon where he's at. I don't fucking know. Goodness gracious. And they get upset with us for laughing too hard by 9 a.m. But they're in here teaching me new racial slurs. The fuck? I've never heard such a fucking whoa. Being racist in the year of our Lord 2026 is wild work. I'm just trying to say. Continuing to wake up hateful, like, at this big age. And now Picky Pie is going to clip, chop, and screw that saying you're racist. Oh, yeah, you already know. You've been chopped and screwed. Chopped and screwed. Absolutely. Probably came in here to get me to say it out loud so they could chop and screw it. That's how they do that there. I'm glad y'all been around long enough to know what's real, though. And I'm glad that I wasn't the only one who didn't know what the fuck that word meant, because we all learned something here today. Fuck. What? Wow. Yep, never forget. We're the original, the blueprint. They copy us. Say it again, exotic babe. I have no idea that's what it meant. Ray, you got clippers? Y'all famous? Girl, listen, my shit is cross-platform. Y'all help me out. Reddit RJ Universe, I guess they slowed down on posting my shit. Can't Get Right has a Facebook group that posts me. Who else posts me? Hold on. Everybody, yeah. Anything here is posted cross-platform. Live Catch-Ups has a YouTube channel, and they post my lives there. Yeah. I'm not famous, but I'm kind of a big deal. See, this is why I be on my Insta now. Yeah, I've got a whole hour-long documentary about me being a bully. Like, yeah, everybody talks about me. We're getting off topic. Yep, true. Thank you. Reel it back in. I appreciate you. Yep, getting off topic. That's because I learned a new word and this shit's crazy. Like, how are we in here having this productive ass conversation and the racism is so loud that a motherfucker came in here and taught us a new fucking racial slur in 2026? I'm done. I'm so done. Yes, darling. I swear, them people used to love me too, but it's okay. Back to this young man, Cyrus Carmack Belton. Say his name. He's 14 years old. Well, was 14. This was 2023, so he'll be 17 this year if he was still here. But I don't live in the woulda, shoulda, coulda. Sorry, I fell asleep on the job. I was supposed to be mad. No, you're doing good. You're doing good. We were on track until somebody came in here and threw us off with that bullshit. We were doing really good. A 12-person jury including 3 black men, 2 black women, 3 white women, 2 white men, and 2 jurors of other backgrounds. They reached a unanimous not guilty decision after nearly 8 hours, so a minority-majority jury unanimously said not guilty. Hey, Dem. His birthday recently passed. Oh, no. A lot of this... I don't know if you're Paige, is that your name, Paige? But a lot of this I'm super death sensitive. My son was unalived back in 2021. So a lot of this, yeah, some of his mother's statements and shit, I've choked up a little bit over here. And my son's birthday just passed. He'll be forever 23 for me, though. And I'm sure for Cyrus's parents, he'll forever be 14. The birthdays are kind of hard because, like, you know, you celebrate a birthday in the flesh because you're turning another year older. And once you picked out your child's casket and you're celebrating heavenly birthdays, it's just a different fucking ball game. We just, like, Monty's 5th heavenly birthday is what we just celebrated. It's different. Yeah, it's 14. He was 14 years old. His whole life ahead of him. Yeah. Unfucking believable. I think that the fact that Mr. Chow had already previously unalived 2 other people under, you know, similar circumstance, it should have definitely been allowed as evidence. And I don't understand why South Carolina wouldn't look at, you know, a pattern, right? Like, he's basically becoming a serial unaliver at this point, right? He's got 3 under his belt. Like, how many... Let's ask Google. How many... How many people do you have to unalive to be considered a serial unaliver? 2 or more people in separate events. He's already a serial unaliver. This man is motherfucking Lucky Charms. So Mr. Chow, by definition, is definitely fucking Lucky Charms, y'all. They said these crimes do not occur all at once. They are always separated by a cooling off. To be officially classified as a serial unaliver, an individual must murder 2 or more people in separate events. Wow. So he's not a spree murderer because that's multiple victims across in succession in different locations. He's not a mass murderer because that's 3 or more in a single event. So he's a serial. He is a fucking Lucky Charms. Wow. Where is Rick Chow now? Right. How does it feel to be a serial life offender, Mr. Chow? He's free and no longer in custody. A jury in Richland County acquitted him of murder charges following a trial that ended on June 1st, where he was held without bond since his arrest, May 2023, was released after being processed. So he just got out of jail on June 1st. He was never really in jail. He's been out the whole time. For real, Ray? Where was he being held then? What? Child's a free man, but attorneys representing the family of Cyrus Thermite Belton have stated they will continue to pursue civil action against him. I want to say on bail, but he was out. Gas station ownership. The Chow family reportedly sold the gas station where the incident occurred. Wow. As Cyrus Carmack Belton sued the family. Here's where the civil case stands. After former Columbia area gas station owner Rick Chow was acquitted of murder, the future of the case appears to be on civil front. Chow fatally shot Carmack Belton in 2023 after accusing him of stealing a water bottle. Evidence shown during his murder trial showed that Chow and his son chased Carmack Belton over 100 yards from the store. Carmack Belton was also armed, with Chow's defense claiming he presented a danger to both him and his son. Prosecutors, meanwhile, argued that Chow maliciously shot him in the back, meeting the statute for murder. A jury later returned a unanimous not guilty verdict. The family first filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Chow and other defendants in August. According to public court records, the initial complaint, the Chows racially profiled him, falsely accusing him of stealing water bottles. It also claims that the teen ran out of fear, with police later finding he had not stolen anything. Oh shit, is this the damn court documents? Oh shit. I just ran across the civil action summons. Now comes Troy Belton, the Belton family, the residents of South Carolina. Upon information, believed defendant, Green Frog stores, organized pursuant to the laws, blah, blah, blah. Express Mart. Rick Chow as an individual. Oh, they were smart. They did the store, everything that he's got it under. Andy Chow as an individual. And the wife. The corporation. Factual allegations. Let's see what we're talking about in these factual allegations. Plaintiffs reallege and incorporate by reference paragraphs 1 to 10. Upon information and belief, defendants, Green Investments, shall jointly own and or operate convenience store. Defendants Rick Chow, Andy Chow, and Alice are lawful owners and operators. Upon information, defendant Shell Oil Gas Station, blah, blah, blah. On or about May 28th, 2023, Cyrus, a minor, was a lawful invitee of the above-named defendants located at the situated Park Lane Road. All times relevant to the factual allegations of this matter, the above-named defendant intended to benefit from serving Cyrus the night of this incident. Andy Chow and Alice Chow were all present, all times relevant to the factual allegations. Cyrus entered upon the property and began to be racially profiled, monitored, followed, and harassed. Upon information and belief, Alice Chow falsely and intentionally stated to Rick Chow and Andy Chow that Cyrus was placing bottles of water and or other merchandise into his book bag as a shoplifter. They approached him while still inside the store to wrongfully accuse him of stealing items from the store with the intent to intimidate and harass him, placing him in reasonable fear of imminent peril of death or great bodily injury. He repeatedly stated to Rick and Andy that he did not steal any items or put into his book bag. They continued to intimidate him, towering over him, demanding he open his bag and allow the two men to search him, and physically prevented Cyrus from exiting the premises. In a reasonable imminent of fear and peril or death, Cyrus was able to escape from the two men and exit the store. During course of this mob-like assault on Cyrus and Rick Chow pointed and presented a firearm at the minor child. Oh, again, in reasonable fear and imminent peril of death or great bodily injury, Cyrus began sprinting away from the two men as Rick Chow and Andy Chow began to chase him from the store and down the public street. Upon information and belief of Cyrus, Cermak Belton sprinted so hard that he fell, got up and continued to run, dropped his bag, and ran out of his shoes in fear of Rick Chow and Andy Chow. Oh my God, what happened to fucking Virgil? As the minor child, Cyrus, sprinted away from the two men in fear, Rick Chow discharged his firearm, shooting Cyrus in the back, ultimately unaliving him. Rick Chow has been formally charged with the murder of Cyrus. Upon search of Cyrus's person, law enforcement did not find any items from the store in his possession. Upon information and belief, Rick Chow, Andy Chow, and Alice Chow have demonstrated a pattern and propensity to intimidate, harass, and threaten patrons of the store, some of which they wrongfully accuse of shoplifting. Members of the community have informed law enforcement of the defendants' prior actions. Defendants Jeans Investment, ARC, Sentinel, Expressmart, Green Frog, and Shell, though their reasonable dealings in relationship with Rick Chow, Andy Chow, and Alice Chow, knew or should have known that the actions taken by Rick Chow, Andy, and Alice, an incident would likely occur. First cause of action: negligence, gross negligence, and recklessness to the defendants. Plaintiffs, realage, and hereby incorporate blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Defendants own plaintiffs. Okay, this is all about, like, who owns what. Defendants. Because this is the civil suit. So this is the family. It's been brought up before, but is this eerily similar to Trayvon Martin? It's giving Trayvon Martin. I mean, he was a Gatorade and Skittles, wasn't it? Or no, it was a Snapple and Skittles, right? Because they stopped. Oh. This is wild. Yeah, the rest of this is the legal, civil shit. And they're making sure, I mean, they did it right in that respect to make sure that they can go after Rick Chow, his wife, his son, and all of the people who've got their hands into that business establishment on a corporate level. The defendants creating an atmosphere that tolerated and encouraged agents, servants, and employees to intimidate, threaten, harass, humiliate, embarrass, right, physically attack invitees. Yeah, that's what this is all about. As a direct and proximate result of defendant's conduct, plaintiffs are informed and believe that Cyrus Carmack Belton's estate and heirs at law are entitled to judgments against the defendants for actual damages and for the private damages, the amounts to be determined by the tier of fact. Yeah, the common denominator, absolutely racism. Yeah. This is unbelievable. Top of the morning, Miss Lady. We're having a conversation about Cyrus Carmack's case and, everybody's opinion on the situation. I'm still stuck on the fact that I don't understand how they pew-pewed this boy in his back and were able to plead self-defense. Arlita had brought a different angle to the table that she believes it was the son. When you think about factual things, they chased him over 100 yards. Well, 1 yard is 3 feet. So they chased him over 300 yards, which is a football field and then some. And Rick Chow was an old man. Like, really? I don't know. And he had already done this. He's already unalived 2 other people in the past. This is his 3rd schmurder under similar pretense at the store type shit. But apparently South Carolina doesn't bring your background to the table in these types of cases. The lovely Mimi, who does the nails on here, she gave her take on it. And then they say that the family is, calling for boycotting of Asian establishments. And based on the statement his mother made, I don't consider that her calling a boycott on Asian establishments. She said the stores that follow us and profile us. I mean, that's not, maybe in that area it's Asian establishments, but in my area, that's all kinds of different established. I can replay lovely Mimi. Hold on one second. I'm seeing what this is. Came across some more court papers. I'm just seeing if I'll get lucky enough to come across the criminal shit and not just the civil shit. You unscribed. Maybe, I doubt it's unscribed already, the criminal. Okay. Let me go back to lovely Mimi and replay her take. Damn it.
And is also raising 2 black children. As an Asian woman raised in Black American culture and is also raising 2 black children of my own, I would like to talk about this Rick Choi situation. And first off, I would like to send my condolences to Cyrus's family and parents. I am so sorry for your loss. Now, if y'all do not know about this Rick Choi situation, I do recommend for you to go look up information on your own. I have watched everything and gathered everything, and here are my thoughts on it. The justice system has failed. South Carolina justice system has failed, and they have failed Cyrus. Now, if you guys go watch the video, and if y'all don't know about the story, let me catch you up. The young boy, 14-year-old, went into a gas station to get some water. He was then accused by the gas station owners that he stole water. He left the store. The father, Rick Choi, and his son had proceeded to go out of the store to follow the young boy and shot him in his back. Rick Choi is recently found not guilty, and it was self-defense. I don't know about y'all, but getting shot in your back, how is that self-defense? How was that self-defense? There was no witnesses as far as the shooting. So the information that they presented to the court was that Cyrus had a gun on him. And supposedly he pulled it out and Rick Choi shot him in the back as self-defense. But how do you get shot in the back if you're turning around? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Now, the problem here is Rick Choi is found not guilty, right? Because of self-defense. And the thing is, in court, they are not allowed to bring up old cases. This isn't the first time that Rick Choi has shot somebody. This is the third time. But in court with the justice system, they are not allowed to bring up his previous information for the jury to have an idea of what kind of man Rick is. Now, I don't know about y'all in the hood. My corner get heights. We got all the time. We got people stealing all the time. The owner's not running after the boosters to shoot them. The correct way to go is take a picture on the surveillance, post it up. This kid is wanted for shoplifting, isn't allowed to come here. Call the police. But to actually run out of a store with a gun to shoot a child over a bottle of water is insane. Now, I know a lot of Asians that are racist against black people. I know that firsthand myself living life. But that doesn't mean all Asian people are racist. Now, when it comes to this Rick Choi situation, I feel like it's deeper than racism. That man got a trigger finger. He's trigger happy. He shot twice and got away with it for pleading self-defense. So the fact that he got away with shooting people twice, he's getting away with the third time, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. He's trigger happy. If you don't know anything about killers, once they get away with one thing, they just gonna keep doing it. Now, I also saw a video of Cyrus's mother breaking down for the injustice of her son and her crying how people are leaving nasty racist comments under her videos about her son, how he deserved to die, and all these racist comments. See, the thing is, y'all people on the internet is way too comfortable. Y'all way too comfortable to say anything out of your mouth. Y'all just way too comfortable on the internet, and it's just pure ignorance. This lady just lost her child. He's never coming back. He's a 14-year-old boy. Black people are saying they want to boycott all Asian businesses. I get it. Do what you feel like you need to do. But once again, not all Asian people are racist or bad people. There are good people and bad people in this world, regardless of what race you are. And when it comes to Rick Choi, I feel like it is way deeper than racism. That man got away with way too much shit. And he is comfortable, and he knows that he's going to win if he get a good lawyer, and that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly what we're in an uproar about, is the fact that we couldn't bring any of his past to the courtroom to prove that this man is a cold-blooded killer. That's my thought on this whole situation. Once again, my condolences to Cyrus's family. I don't think this is a fair verdict. And please, be a kind human. Have some sympathy. Have a heart. Be kind. Because when you die and it's time for Judgment Day, remember, what kind of human were you? All right, bye, y'all. As an Asian...
That was her take. Okay, sorry. So, let me see. Every time I hear not all Latinos are racist, I gotta tell them to shut up. Because instead of calling out our people for being racist, we will just plead we're not. I'm confused. I missed what's going on in the chat. I was reading. Everyone's like, whatever. There's a lot of wicked people in the world in every color and shape. Amen. Amen. I think that evil is evil, right? And racism is evil. Sexism is evil. I think sitting high and looking low is evil, but that's just me personally. Nails barely to agree. Not everyone, but it's definitely way too many that don't like us. Welcome in, Sandy. I'm loving it though. I'm loving that, this is a very controversial topic, and other than one person coming in here, throwing some bullshit, it's been a good conversation. I think there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye. I hope that through the appeal that the family is able to find some justice. Liza said, like, whenever I hear Spanish people use the Spanish slurs, I call them. Not standing out, babe. I agree with you. It's more people that hate us than love us. But we need to all just start loving more. This is getting to be way too ridiculous. The world we're living in is filled with so much evil and so much vileness, and women and children have not been safe for a very long time. And something needs to be done. Something's got to give. Something has got to give. And I get it. While there's races that can come together and for the greater good, there's certain races that never will, right? If you put it into a poll, there's more hate against us than love towards us, and that's facts. I mean, I'm not disagreeing, babe. I'm not disagreeing with you whatsoever. And there's more division. The world is divided in so many different segments based on race and religion and sexual orientation. And there's divisions for everything. Like, we're so divided, the come together is almost impossible at this point. And then people are with so much ego, coming together for the greater good means that you have to sometimes sacrifice your own desires, wants, and, it's almost like the shit we went through with Desiree. Like, coming together for the greater good meant we had to, overlook some other shit and move accordingly to get shit done. It doesn't mean that we approve of the message. It means that, sometimes you gotta go around shit to get shit done. A lot of Asian and non-black people are pandering towards white. They were taught white is right. Oh my. Which is crazy. Considering scientifically, like, white is the mutated fucking cells and version. But who am I? I guess that's another point of how, like, the ignorance of racism has no leverage. So they use all the other facets to try to justify the bullshit. Racism and colorism together, right? I mean, there's still a good deal of people who absolutely despise anything that isn't white. They will hire white folks first. They will move into white neighborhoods first. They will, it's like saying light is better, dark is nasty, exotic babe son. If you're a lighter Hispanic, it's favored while darker is not. What the fuck? And that's the whole point. Like, we're not even the skin we're in. Like, we've all learned that from dating. Like, it really doesn't matter the outside. Like, it's that heart. It's that heart. Like, listen, exotic babe, I have had a hard way to go just on the strength that my ass was a ginger with fucking freckles. The redheaded stepchild my entire life, referred to as Little Orphan Annie and some more shit. And the fact that my life was so much similar to some Little Orphan Annie, except I didn't get my Mr. Bucks bullshit. Right? But absolutely not racism or colorism. But I was definitely outed and ostracized from the norm because I didn't fit in with what the blonde hair, blue eyed, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't. White people, I guess, are fucking weird like that too. How about that? How about that? Hey, Abs, top of it. Racism, as long as racism is alive and well and the evil that underlies it is alive and well, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. I'm very proud of the young people in South Carolina that are coming together, you know, and trying to do something and take it to the polls and make a difference. And, you know, policy reform is huge when it comes to shit like this. But again, personally, I think we should invoke our rights under the Declaration of Independence and instill a government that is, you know, adequate for the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That's what it's supposed to be. The government is supposed to be for the people, not the other way around. I mean, I would say take it back to the days in which a government didn't exist, because this world was perfectly fine before the government was established. But at this point, the evils that lie in this bitch, if there's not somebody to oversee something, I don't feel like we could police ourselves. Or, I mean, to certain degrees, yes, but the world has gotten helter-skelter. The fact that any judge could sit in a courtroom and determine that they chased this boy a whole football field and shot him, but that's self-defense, is berserk to me. Diabolical. I wouldn't have gave a damn what he was carrying. He could have had a semi-automatic weapon, fully loaded. He didn't discharge it, right? And why don't they have that evidence on any of these camera footages? Why is there no proof that, just speculation, that the pew-pew belonged to him? Still leaves me to believe that it could have been a drop gun if there's no proof that it was his. I don't know. Okay, and here's one. Let's think way outside the box. Do any of y'all ever question or think that these types of verdicts are almost planned propaganda to incite more division amongst communities? Because there's a part of me that thinks sometimes that, you know, their shit being orchestrated in order to cause more ruckus, especially if, you know, I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Because sometimes I think that in my city, there'll be gang-related things that happen, and it's like they don't solve them in time in order to let them just go on ahead and do more bullshit. It's just wild. I don't know. It comes down to a judge and a jury. There's always going to be a bias. The conspiracy of it all. I'm just trying to say, Amwell. I don't feel like the government was ever on some good shit. Government isn't my thing, though. I don't study that shit. My soul doesn't sit well with my soul. So crazy thing about it is we all have biases. I can't say that I could be on a jury without bias. There's that part. And sensitivities, right? I mean, we've all... there's the other part where, like, it's supposed to be a jury of your peers. So that's just like I've said before, when we're judging people and we're not coming to, where they're at. So the place, you're judging them from where you're at and not where they're at. A jury of this young man's peers should have been other people in the community. Really, for real, it should have been other young black men of the community who have shopped at that store. That would be a jury of his peers, right? But of course, that wasn't what the jury was, consisted of, because first of all, they don't pick minors to be on juries. Your biases and sensitivities are needed for certain trials to make it fair. The crazy thing is, though, like, the law is written in such a way where I don't think it's designed to be fair. A good jury needs similar and different people. They say that his jury was very shooken out. I had read through here at one point. I'm sorry, I put the articles and shit down, but in the comments and in one of these articles, they had broken down the jury, and it was like 2 black men, 3 black women, I forget how many white women and black men, and then 2 other race or whatever. So it was fairly mixed jury as far as what I read. It wasn't any culture or color. It was kind of shaken up a little bit. However, it didn't list these people's ages or, I don't know. It would be very hard for somebody living outside of the hood or who's never had an experience in the hood to come and make a judgment on something that happens in the hood. Because if you live in a nice, little cul-de-sac in a suburb and you've never seen any type of hood shenanigans, everything of the hood is going to look like ruckus to you when everything in the hood isn't necessarily ruckus. If you live in a nice, quiet community where, you got flowers growing in your front yard, you come to the hood, it's a whole culture shock. It's not quiet all the time. You might hear, somebody up the block fussing or whatever. Doesn't necessarily mean the police need to be present. They might just be fussing loud. I don't know. It's a different culture. I don't know. So I feel like a jury of your peers should be exactly that. People who would have walked in his shoes or, to make that type of judgment. Look at the Casey Anthony trial. Our system is not designed in a way that justice will always prevail. I mean, there's that part. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Astronaut Art. The system, in 2026, our year of the Lord, 2026, like you said, like, the fact that we have all of our systems are failing. All of these systems that have been implanted, and implemented for the greater good. We've sat back and we've all connected over, the CPS system failing the children, right? The justice system failing the children. And most of these systems, they're failing the children. Our education system failing the children, right? Our government system failing the people. Like, everything's a failure. I think our systems are now corrupted because of the people. Those in charge are afraid of change. A lot of the people who are seated in those places have made a career out of being that person. Bill on bullshit. Can't build a house on sand. We need more than just 80-year-old folks running our country. I'm trying to tell you. It's okay, Ray. You're good. I'm getting the gist of it. Whatever sells more. They don't show positive stories as much. Of course not. You want to know why they don't show positive stories? Because we live in a fear-induced fucking society. And I realize that a lot now with returning to school and different people I've met on the internet coming from different generations. And, you know, I'm Gen X. I raised my son Gen X culture. Treasure's getting a Gen X cultured upbringing. I didn't grow up in fear. We came home when the streetlights came on. You know, when we went outside, we stayed outside. There was a rule: you weren't coming in and out this house. Like, you're gonna run up the light bill. Like, we drank out of water hoses without the fear of lead or poisoning or, you know. Yeah, we got our feelings hurt and we got beat up and we got back up and we dusted ourselves off and we tried again. And we went to get our lick back. Or, you know, the sensitivity of 2026 and like my feelings are gonna get hurt and you've got people's feelings. Listen, your feelings aren't even covered in the fucking Constitution. I mean, we all have feelings, but clearly a lot of people wake up with evil, hateful feelings, right? And some people wake up wanting to do better type feelings, but either way, good feelings aren't protected, just like evil feelings aren't protected. Your feelings are not protected. And I think personally raising your children, like, yeah, we can emotionally regulate and we can discuss our feelings and shit, but your feelings don't dictate your life. I mean, they can, and you're going to end up in somebody's prison somewhere or acquitted for murder or something. Too much experience there to trust my kids will be okay. I'm raising my kids with acceptance of others. I feel it's real. It's the least I can do as a parent. Man, acceptance of others is huge. The popularization of psychological phrases has us too sensitive, even though Compton is growing better. Definitely can't act out of emotion, but it's okay to have emotions. Absolutely, Amwell. But the whole, you know, instilling fear, I mean, Psychology 101 says if you can control their environment, you can control them. So to completely, the news and all the fear-based things, like, they keep us running in fear. Like, you know, it's just wild. And these types of situations, like Cyrus Carmack Belton's case, like, now that community, the fear is at an all-time fucking high. It's raging, right? Because now all the black folks living in that area are seeing that their children could get gunned down in broad daylight and it be considered self-defense. Absolutely, Liza. And we'll forever do precautious things. But what's wild, like avoid wearing certain colors. You're so funny. What's wild is, like, you get to a place and a comfort where, like, I don't know, sometimes I don't even lock my door. Because I know who I am, and, like, I wish a motherfucker would, right? Absolutely. I mean, when you live around gang violence and that type of environment, you have to inform your children. They can't be wet behind the ears. They'll mess around and walk into some shit they wasn't ready for. You have to prepare your children for whatever the environment in which you are raising them in consists of. And we all have different environments and different histories and different paths and paths. And yeah. And I think that all matters. I think that, you know, a lot of people sit in places of judgment from, you know, being well off. And I would never. Well, I bet you would never, because you would never see, you know, poverty or devastation. You weren't even born into it. That's why I've seen in the comments of some of this stuff with Cyrus where people are like, oh, he had a gun. Well, did he shoot it? Because I feel, personally, I don't care what he had. He was shot in his back. Whatever he had, it wasn't a threat. It's so funny. Their judgment, where is your grace? They didn't find a pew-pew? See, there's that part. People who run businesses in the hood have to be community members. Absolutely. I mean, they should. It's good to know your neighborhood, no matter where you put your business. Know your clientele. Absolutely be more involved, you know? But that's, again, especially in this situation with Mr. Chow. And I'm only going to mention this because maybe I can even pull up the article. Let me see. We had a situation similar in my town. Let me see if I can pull up the article. I'd much rather read it to y'all than try to give you my rendition. Using the news for it, damn it. Anywho, no article. I'm going to have to fly by the seat of my pants. There's a little local corner store. It's called 007. That's probably why I can't find the article, because maybe that's not the government name for it, but that's the name on the damn sign. And the old man who worked in there was very much like Mr. Chow. And racist as hell. And had been going in for a long time on people. And during COVID, when people had to wear masks, he was on some, only the black folks though had to pull their masks down when they came in his store, which was against like health code at the time. We were all supposed to be masked up. So basically he was wanting his black customers to unmask when they were in his store, and caused a hell of a ruckus. And the community activist group that I rock with, the head of that, he went and stood out there and picketed that store. Picketed the hell out that store. Stood in front of that store. They protested that store to the point where they got that man to come out and have a conversation on the news and apologize for his ugly ways. They shook hands and basically told him that they would only going to allow him to stay doing business in the hood if he acted like he had some damn sense. And when I say protest the stores, like, he was telling everybody, like, this man's racist, don't come spend your money here. Now, I don't know what happened with the health department and the masks, and he might have gotten fined for that too. But as far as what the community did, right? Which is why, again, in South Carolina, they don't let this man do this shit twice already. Cyrus is the third person that Mr. Chow took their life. He is now a serial unaliver. Just call him fucking Lucky Charms. Hey, Desiree. Ain't you supposed to be having your first day today? Yes, ma'am. What are you doing?
Not till 1 o'clock my time.
Oh, then we could have done yours today.
We could have, but we can do it another time.
We can do it tomorrow.
We can do it tomorrow. Yes, you guys, please study up the I was gonna say Kendrick Lamar case. Wow.
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony, please study up. It's open up for everybody to chat about it and talk about it and hear everybody's opinions about it. And that's the next topic of conversation in life.
Absolutely.
Girl, pray for me. All the boys is gonna be here tonight. Whoa,
The whole house. OMGZ.
the whole house.
You might as well go on ahead and grab Arlita's boys too. Fuck it.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. We can have a boy fest up in here.
I mean, at this point, 2 more ain't hurting shit. Cause the fuck, you already got a whole football team in that joint.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. I told you stories about the other two. That's the other two. My stepsons are spending the night.
I know. I put it all together, baby. That's why I said what's 2 more and shit.
Anyhow.
They come in twos. My 3 feels like a lot. Haha. Listen.
No, because so my household of boys are in the ages of 8, 10, 11, 14. Okay, let's go back to zodiac signs. There's 3 Tauruses and 1 Aries.
Oh my. It's ziggity bang crunch over there.
I'm trying to tell you. The personalities is not for the weak. But anyways, I didn't come out here to talk about me. I was just answering your question.
No, you're fine. We have already been up here. I'm about to get off here in a few minutes. We've been here 2 hours. We had a really good conversation about this situation. Only one person came in here on some bullshit. So, hey, we've had success. And you're going to go have an amazing fucking kick-ass day. Our leader's over there getting it in, kicking ass and taking names.
Right. Well, that's the topic for tomorrow. I should know more better on my schedule, so I'll let you know tonight when I get home.
I can't wait to hear all about it. It's going to be a great day. It's a great day to have a great day.
Right.
It's a new week, new money, new attitude.
New everything. Bitches, it is so cold. It's raining out here today, and I'm freezing, and... Yes, where's my shoe? But anyways, I'm going to hop off here.
If you go make your day as amazing as you are.
The Brady Bunch is about to arrive at the house, so I gotta hide from them.
Yes, go become invisible, girl. Go become invisible.
Girl, I'm just trying to tell you, all the personalities in the house is just not for the weak. And I'm a Virgo, and then he's a Pisces. Yeah, I can't do. But anyways, all right, love you all. Have a good day, everyone.
Love you more, baby. Go be as great as you are.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, Pisces are definitely a different cookie. 7.5, 6, and almost 3 in 6 months. You got a full house, astronaut art. You got a full house. But you know what? That's going to be so fun. That is going to be so fun. As they get older, and yeah, I mean, it's probably already so fun. Maybe a little overwhelming with the almost 3 and 6 months, you know. But Senator, you did it already with 7.5 and 6. So my boys love their younger siblings too. I love that. 6 and 1. Listen. 15, 13 and a half, 8 and 6. And y'all, I don't know if you realized in my graduation, the ladies I were sitting next to, Judy has 6 children, Kayla has 7, and then Judy said, how many did I have? And I've seen this conversation in like the grieving moms or whatever, like what are you supposed to say? And for me, I have 2 kids. Like one's in heaven, right? One's not earthbound, but I still have 2 children. And they are fucking 14 years apart. It's crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. But yes, I'm going to go be productive. I've got some things I need to return to the UPS store from Amazon. I need to call Amazon about a broken item that they still need to pick up. I'm all caught up on my homework as of right now. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed yourself. We will probably come back on some Carmelo Anthony tomorrow since Desiree will be available. We pushed her topic out because I thought she wasn't going to be available. Yes, and I am always taking suggestions for other topics or things you find of interest. Maybe we'll cover that, the one that Pink Tea brought to me, that op queen or whatever. I might go look into her, see who this woman really is. Yeah. But either way, I have enjoyed y'all, per usual.
Absolutely. I was here for the conversation. I just, multitasking.
Absolutely, baby. Get money. Fuck bitches. Hey, hey, hey. No, let me stop. Clip that. Clip that.
Okay, well, I don't know what happened to my. If you guys see a black cup, just know it's me and I can't find it.
Is it the one sitting on my cart?
Oh, okay.
It has to be sitting on my cart. But
She
yeah.
said it's me and I can't find it.
Yeah, it's her coffee cup.
It's so cute.
But
Yes,
yeah, I
Ammo,
enjoyed
thank
the
you for coming
conversation. I
by.
just, we just live in a
Absolutely, baby.
wicked, crazy world. Wicked, crazy world.
Absolutely. And that's just more reason to love on your babies harder. Make sure you're teaching them the right things, right?
Yes, Liza. I get
Can't
money.
trust. Don't send your babies to the hood stores. God dang it! I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Man, when we go into our old neighborhood, our store people know who we are because I grew up in that neighborhood. So they know my daddy, they know my mama.
Right.
They know when we walk in there, we know their family. We'll watch their kids grow up. But that's how it's supposed to be.
I rock with my little store hood, man. My feelings on the side of the joint. I done
But
told
I
him
do
before.
talk, like I said, I do talk to Anthony about a lot of things now, especially now that he's older. But I've always talked to him.
Absolutely.
Yes, north and northeast. Absolutely. You just have to talk to them. And you also have to remind your kids you can't hang out with everybody either.
Absolutely.
Everybody's not your friend. And some people won't see that. So,
That
And I
part.
sound like this because I got the case of the Mondays because, my God.
Listen, ma'am. I'm gonna need you to just adjust your crown because when
I'm
you was
trying. We
when
got
they
a
had your
game
ass on
tonight,
call,
too. We got a game
yeah, but
tonight
then you're
at
gonna do it.
6.
Remember, you was just on call a little bit ago, and you had all the time in the world, and getting to the game by 6 wasn't a problem. And this was
I
what we
know, I
wanted. We
know, I
wanted you back
know.
on your regular schedule.
And my
Praise the
and
Lord.
Mother Nature hit me today too.
Is that Auntie?
It is Auntie.
Hey, Auntie. How
Look.
you doing, boo? Long time
Hey,
no
baby.
talk.
Hey, long time. Know I love y'all down bad. Y'all be
I
making
love
sure.
me some Auntie.
Listen.
Not me either, but I had to say hi to
She
Auntie.
had to say hi. She always asks about you. I'm like, yeah, I'm still be talking to her and everything.
We've been through some hell, ain't it? That
It's
and
been
it's
through
so
some
cute because
craziness.
your coworkers like know what's going on. So like we've just built all these little friendships and special bonds. I love it. Are we behaving as a
Absolutely.
topic in here? We absolutely did. We were getting ready to get off, True. We
Yeah,
absolutely
we're
stayed on
fine.
topic.
However, I don't like to be policed, but we're fine. I was just saying I'm on my Mother Nature and I'm really feeling like crap.
You know what else is the problem with our little clicky click? Everybody be on their mother nature at the same fucking time. So motherfuckers be raging. It'd be crazy because Des
Yes.
was on hers. You're on yours now. True's still suffering through the tail end of hers. Mine ain't came yet. So there's
Yeah,
that.
well, it's coming because
I
today
already
this
know.
bitch rolled out and I was like, oh, this morning? For real? This morning? Right now? This morning?
Oh no.
Okay.
Dude, I have like this little rhythm, and I swear if I wake up with it, like it's gonna be all right. We're gonna get through it. But if that motherfucker just comes down just whenever throughout my day, oh, it's about to be savage life. We're about to fight through this month. Like it just I don't know
That's
why,
the
but
thing.
that's
I
just
want to
where it
go
works
home
for
and
me.
lay down, but I know Anthony has a game at 6, so it is
All
what it
right, my
is.
phone is starting to do its thing. It's time for me to get off of here and go be great.
Be great, everybody. Love y'all.
I love y'all more. Thank you for coming in. We will come back and do it again tomorrow. Y'all go make your day as amazing as you are. And don't get a case of Monday
Absolutely.
blues. And I'm gonna send you some shit to cheer you up because I ain't gonna let the Monday blues take you out, girl. You still got
I'm ready to go night night.
nope, not yet, not yet, not yet. You still got a little bit. You still got a little bit. No night,
Love
not
y'all.
yet.
Bye.
Love y'all. Bye.